I get quite emotional about what I do, because military artefacts are tangible reminders of sometimes heroic struggles. And one such World War II relic has just surfaced in Waterlooville in Hampshire, which is where I'm heading now.
I'm all excited. I've been here for years.
Dave Hucklebridge has been collecting Militaria for the best part of 50 years. And like me, he's got an eye for the unusual.
All right, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey,
This is Freddie, right? Oh, lovely, Dave.
It's rammed, isn't it?
Yeah. Are they all ammo boxes?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to leave, mate. I'll only come down here to spend a couple of quid.
Although I'm here for something very specific, there's always a couple of surprises in Dave's quirky collection.
What is that?
That is a mule, the saddle.
German, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
German vehicles were often brilliantly designed, but their factories failed to produce enough. So the German army relied on over 1 million horses and mules to transport men, guns, ammunition, food and other supplies to the front line. This saddle was designed to transport an 11-kilogram MG42 machine gun.
That actually fits on the top here, and then you could carry the box of ammunition on the side.
On the sides there.
Nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. For me, though, no. Honestly, it's not my cup of tea.
It's a fascinating piece, but I'm not betting on the GGs right now. And I'm a bit distracted because I've spotted the main reason I'm here. When you see it, you might think old Brucey's lost the plot, but let me assure you, this is special.
Is this the glider rib piece you told me about?
Yeah.
This is from a Horsa glider?
The rib of the fuselage.
Right.
Like if you go down, like if you imagine the fuselage as a tube.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ribs that would go all the way around the fuselage.
Right.
After the First World War, the Versailles Treaty stopped the Germans building military planes. They got round it by building gliders. In 1940, just 85 German paratroopers in gliders took the Belgian fortress of Eben-Emael. The British were so impressed, they started building their own gliders called Horsas. They were cheap, effective, but very dangerous. Lifted into the sky by a tug plane, the glider then made a slow, terrifying descent.
How many people were in these things?
The Horsa could be fitted with 32 seats, but I only ever really put 28 in because that's how many blokes was in an airborne platoon. Once they got on these things, it was definitely a one-way journey.
Lots of them didn't actually make their destination, did they?
How scary must it have been to fly and crash land in one of these? It was a one-way ticket into enemy territory, with no landing strip and no way of evading enemy fire. Once on the ground, a glider pilot wasn't going home, so he became part of the infantry. In one battle alone, the Battle of Arnhem, more than 200 of them were killed.
This is actually from the battlefield, yeah?
This is the section of a glider that was going to Arnhem. It was shot down and crashed. The crew were killed in it.
Right. I don't want to haggle about things like this because it's a little bit more than having a deal on something.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's something that'll be close to my heart.
I think the fair and the good price would be that £700.
£700. Job done, mate. Thank you very much.
No money to be made on this relic, but I don't mind. It's more important it survives as a reminder of the brave men who perished in Horses. I'll tell you, going to war in a glider would have had me reaching for something else I've spotted on Dave's shelves.
What's that, Edelweiss?
It's a toilet roll.
It's got a swastika on it. Do you know what? Listen, I've never in all my years seen that. Is that original? That ain't like reproduction toilet
No,
paper?
it's reproduction, Bruce. 100%.
Wehrmacht. You wouldn't think they'd survived through the war. It probably all got used, I suppose, didn't it, you know?
But definitely.
Certainly towards the
But
end.
listen, Edelweiss, though, I mean, first of all, it ain't very manly, innit? You know, you're stuck in a tank, eating sauerkraut and sausage, people shooting at you, and it's called Edelweiss. You'd think it was called Who's Dropped One? That's tickled me pink. Have you got any pink?
No.
How much that worth? I've driven a long way today.
But £30.
£30
£30.
for the two.
No, for the one.
I find that amusing, historically very interesting, most expensive toilet roll I've ever bought in my life.
Third right bog roll, I'm reminded of Chamberlain. I have in my hand a piece of paper. The Nazi wrapper says it's chemically pure, but I'd have to be caught very short to put that to the test.
That has made my day.
Freddie and me are in Lorraine, eastern France, which saw a lot of action in World War II.
I definitely feel like a French white van man now.
Yeah.
I've got my second medal now. I've got English white van man and I've got French white van man.
Michel Lorraine started collecting World War II motorbikes in the 1960s, but he's now a renowned dealer in all sorts of Militaria. He's got 2 differentials for a 251 German half-trap, and if I'm going to sell mine and raise the cash to build a Jad Panther, I can't leave without a good one.
All right, so which is the better one, Freddie?
Yeah, the one on the left on the face of it, without actually taking them apart, it's a bit difficult to tell. This one looks like the better one to go with.
If Freddie can get my 251 up and running, I could sell it for as much as 250 grand, and Michel knows it, so I'm bargaining from a weak position.
What's my best price on them? Come on.
Ah, you every time wants the best price.
I know, but I'm a poor man. I have children to feed and,
I am a poor scrap merchant.
No, I've never met a poor scrap merchant.
I can go down till 2,000 apiece.
2,000 apiece. OK, we only need one. You think they're good, though, yeah?
I guarantee.
OK, guarantee.
You know I have one word.
OK. 2,000 for the good one, yeah?
Yes, okay.
2,000 for the good one. OK, job done, Michel?
That's a very fair price, and getting the diff means mission accomplished. But as I'm here, I might as well check out what else Michel has got stashed away.
So, what we got in here, Michel?
He's famous for sitting on the most surprising military relics.
Right, OK.
Come on, Bruce. I will let you see my new baby.
What is that?
This is officer's car from De Dion Bouton, World War I. All is original.
You got a real gem here.
This could be quite a find. Locals say that during World War I, the Dion Bouton cars were driven by American officers. If Michel's has a high-ranking connection, I might want it.
50 kilometers from here, it was the 170th Tank School, commanded by Colonel Patton.
Oh, in the First World War, yeah.
Yes,
That was here.
1917.
So, Patton could have driven in this car?
This is quite possible.
Again, US Colonel George S. Patton of World War I became Major General George S. Patton of World War II. He had some dodgy views, but was a brilliant general whose golden rule was hit 'em fast and hit 'em hard. If this motor was the great man's Great War runaround, I've got customers ready to pay a mint for it.
What sort of money would this be?
Ah,
I mean, just give me an idea, you know?
this no possible to give any price because this is a piece of history.
Everything's got a price.
If you give me a very, very sensible offer, maybe I will think about.
If I put 500,000 euros down now, would you be interested?
This is a real temptation.
Yeah, so it is for sale then, isn't it? It's lovely, mate.
This is a tricky one. If it was Patton's car, it's worth a packet. But if it wasn't, that packet's empty. Until Michel can prove that connection, I'll bide my time. But Michel says there's plenty more to see in his cellar. So I head downstairs, expecting a few cardboard boxes and a wine rack. How wrong can I be?
Blooming hell, mate, you have expanded. I didn't know it was this big. And you got so much, the price has obviously come down a bit.
1940s price.
We're going to be here all day looking at this stuff.
I'm gobsmacked. It's as big as a booze cruise hypermarket. But some of the sell-by dates are well beyond expired.
Brand new. This has still got air in it from 1942.
Exactly, my friend. Take a sniff.
Michel's got loads of stuff squirreled away in his giant cellar. Some of it quite rare. but it's often quirkier items hiding in dark corners that are worth most.
What's that?
Ah, this is something really rare. This was in every grocery in the wartime in Germany.
You're joking, yeah? So what is it?
This is warning you if you are black market people to leave the grocery because he does not want to do any black market with any people.
The National Socialists believed in state control of everything, including prices. They decreed that food should be cheap, which pleased everyone except the farmers, who stopped producing it. Soon, factory workers were collapsing from hunger, and a black market in food took off, which the Nazis tried their best to stamp out, with warnings like this one.
It's original from the war.
It's full original wartime.
Would that be for sale?
I want 400 euros for this.
400. 440, did you say? Come on. I don't know.
This is paper. Paper
know.
did not survive, you know.
No, I know.
You never come across such one.
200 euros, go on.
Give me 250.
I don't know.
250 euros, we can have a deal.
Done.
Okay, my friend.
This poster is a fascinating piece of social history. On the right day, I reckon I could shift it for 750 quid. Not bad.
Yeah, hang on, what's this? What is it?
This altimeter.
That's nearly as big as your Rolex.
Yeah.
This is for plane World War I.
Right. So what goes in the plane, hangs in the plane?
Yeah, he was hanging here,
So it was actually attached to the aircraft.
suspended in the plane, you know?
Right, yeah.
Early aviators realised it was quite useful to know how high they were flying. It helped to avoid mountains, and in the First World War, it was also useful for reconnaissance.
Where they were flying over the enemy lines and they're taking photographs of the trenches. They want to know what height they were taken at so they can scale the photos. And simple things like, am I high enough to be out of range of rifle fire?
How much do you take for that?
I would say 1,000 euros. This is plane part World War I, you know?
Oh, no, mate. Listen, Michel, I can't pay 1,000 for it. 500, I think 500 is a fair price.
I can go down to 800 for you.
It's still too expensive, mate. 600.
No, 700. This is the very last price I ever can do.
Yeah, 615, we got a deal.
Ah, I hate you. Don't come to me anymore.
Please, you're breaking me up.
That's another valuable item in my hypermarket basket. Michel is like me. He knows he has to sell stuff, but it pains him to let it go.
What's that?
Ah, this is something of real interest.
Oh, you ain't kidding, it is. Is it an ashtray?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a car coming up out of the water, though.
It's a triple amphibious car, right? Like the Schwimmwagen, correct? Yeah?
Exactly.
It looks like an E-Type Jag. The triple SG6 amphibious vehicle was produced by the Bugatti car factory in occupied France. Only around 1,000 triples were built because they weren't quite as efficient as the Volkswagen Amphibious Schwimmwagen. So the ashtray is a lovely and very rare curio.
How much is that going to cost me?
I would say 900 euros.
Listen, hey, for an ashtray, 300 euros, come on. I can't.
No, this is too low price. This is not a normal ashtray, you know. Anytime
this.
speaking about money, this is not money, this is piece of art.
Oh, it's a piece of art, piece of history, but I'll give you 600 euros for it. 600, come on.
800.
I don't even want to split the difference. 650.
700.
Done.
Okay, my friend.
To the right buyer, that ashtray's a smoking little bit of military history, which should put another 500 quid in my Jad Panther pot.
You've got all kinds of bits in here.
Ah, stop finding. Stop.
What is that? Is that a radiator cap? Is that a Renault tank?
This is for a Renault car,
Right.
a very big Renault car after World War I, and this is featuring FT-17 tank.
From the turn of the 20th century, prestige cars were fitted with decorative radiator caps. This one commemorates Renault's FT tank, which, unlike German tanks of the time, could easily get over World War I battlefields and trenches.
Is that for sale? Of course it's for sale. How much is
It's
that?
not for sale.
Come on, how much is that?
800 euros for you.
You got 800 on the brain. I mean, 500.
No, this is too low, too low. I would say 600 for you.
550.
Okay.
Well done.
That's another unusual piece to cap off a great trip to France. But it's time to head home so Freddie can fit the differential onto the German 251 and I can inspect the twins' handiwork on the American M3 half-track. I'm on my way to Kent and I'll tell you why. A collector mate of mine's wife deals in women's World War II period clothing. The market for this stuff's going through the roof, so I thought maybe a little cheeky sideline. Hello? Hello, mate, all right? How are you doing, all right?
Yeah, lovely, thank you.
Yeah, is he
Yeah,
left you
you?
on your own again, yeah?
Yes, he has. Yeah.
Can I have a look at a few of these bits and pieces? I'm well used to dealing in military uniforms, but Civvy Street is new to me. Debbie assures me, though, that rare women's wartime attire can command high prices. Oh, blimey. Oh, you've got a fair old bit of kit in here, haven't you?
I know.
As with, say, tanks and artillery, the value of these dresses can vary hugely, depending on the rarity. You have to know what to look for, and Debbie's giving me a beginner's lesson. See, I know the difference between like an American and an English uniform and a German uniform. They all had markings and codes in. How do you tell the difference with this stuff?
OK, for instance, if I show you this one...
Right.
OK, which is absolutely stunning,
Right.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
OK, the first thing is metal zip.
OK.
That's one sign that it's original, because then they didn't have nylon zips.
Right.
Also, designers. Now, one famous designer, Susan Small.
Right,
Yeah.
but then how would you tell it's actually wartime? Is there a
Okay.
way of denoting if something... Did they have special markings for wartime?
Yes, they did,
Oh,
yes.
show some of that.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
OK,
I
yes,
can be
you
a
are.
fashion guru
You're
here.
right, yeah. OK, so this one here. If you look at that label,
Yeah.
that is a CC41.
Right.
Yeah? So that's 1941, 42, basically.
So that means that it was a bit of ration material.
It is ration material, yeah.
War forced fashion to change. Clothing was rationed like food. And to make up for the shortage of wool and cotton, chemical companies like DuPont started mass producing synthetic materials like nylon and rayon. The shortage of material meant instead of making dresses that stick out, they started to get tighter. So it's not all bad news. People needed to have a little bit of an uplift and a
Yes,
joy.
there was a pride in, no matter what's happening, I'm still going to look nice. I'm
Right.
still going to look good.
Of course, in war, more women went out to work. They grew more independent, confident and daring. And you can see it in the clothes they bought. Blooming hell.
That is amazing. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. The time and effort that went in. Ah, it's just stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, yeah.
You don't find clothes like this anymore.
I'm a bit out my depth here. I know more about Dresden than dresses. Luckily, I spot something I fancy hiding behind a rack. Are they propaganda posters?
I think they are.
No, I've got one here. Oh, yeah. Right up my street, that is. Is it real? Yep, that's an original poster. What is the other one? I'm on the neck of the clothes. Let's have a look. That's nice as well. These posters tell a story too. By the Second World War, no modern country was self-sufficient in raw materials. The Merchant Navy tried valiantly to work the trade routes, but everything was in short supply. So whether it was steel or clothes, conservation, recycling and make do and mend was the order of the day. But of all the girly outfits, I confess, there's only one that catches my eye. How much for the WWII uniform there?
120.
And the propaganda posters? I like them.
150 each for those.
What about I said? Bundle them all up, make rates, £300.
You cheeky bugger.
£350.
You're a cheeky so-and-so, aren't you?
Well, you got to be, ain't you? They're screaming out to come home with me.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? 375. That's it.
Come on, 350. That's a blinding deal.
375.
375.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, and I'll get to wear the hat.
Yeah, all right then.
There are lots of copies about, but authentic World War II women's auxiliary air force uniforms are hard to come by, and people always love posters. It's an inexpensive way to have a piece of history on your wall. Thanks for your time, I really
Okay, and
appreciate
say
it.
hello to Sue for me.
After you, mate.
Thank you.
France. The beaches of Calais. According to Hitler, one of the most pivotal locations of the entire war. Convinced the Allies would invade here, Hitler turned this into a fortress which he called the Atlantic Wall. And you can still see the colossal concrete batteries built here to house massive guns, aimed at England's south coast.
Ah, look at the view. That's England. That is it. You can see England. See it over there? That's England.
With a range of over 50 kilometres, these giant German cannons could easily reach British soil and were a constant threat. The remnants of these massive gun batteries are still around today, but sadly have become a canvas for local graffiti artists.
Look at the sizes.
Imagine how many troops must have been stationed in just this one bunker.
So you imagine your little Fritz posted here, and you are constantly on alert, waiting for the biggest armada to hit these beaches.
It's no wonder that some of the most important war museums in the world are located here. I've been invited to the Fortitude Museum by the owner, a chap called Eric Barl. And when a player like this calls, I jump.
Have a look.
Wow. That's been well displayed, hasn't it?
Well, he's got one of the best collections in Europe. It's awesome, mate.
I feel like a kid in a toy shop, but a rather sad kid, because none of the toys are for sale.
They've recreated a real shop that serviced the German army in Paris. A lot of this stuff was actually made in France as well.
In all of Nazi-occupied Europe, people traded and interacted with the Germans. It's easy to condemn, but it's not so straightforward if you're a poor, terrified tradesman trying to feed his starving family and the SS knocks on the door.
Eric.
Hey,
hello,
Bruce.
mate. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
And I've got to say, this is probably the best collection of uniform I've seen anywhere. But what is that?
That's a very rare handmade coffin. It was made by French resistance, and they put in the letterbox of person who collaborate with the German. And it's written, "We won't forget you at the liberation."
It's a warning to say that you're going to get it when they get liberated, yeah?
Exactly.
Well, dear, oh dear. So, Eric, what can I do for you?
As you can see, we have many items concerning the French resistance, but now we look to expand the collection with more items from any country, about spying, resistance, or everything concerning this.
Despite Europe being under the jackboot, there were some people who fought back. The French resistance were probably the most well-known World War II spies, but hundreds of thousands risked their lives in resistance movements in all German-occupied countries, from Poland to Denmark. The problem is, covert activities, by their very nature, get less attention than open military action. So the activities of some of the bravest fighters and spies, men and women who risk torture and execution, have gone unrecognised and unrecorded.
This stuff's going to be like nails to find, isn't it?
That's why we would love you to help us to find them.
Eric's French resistance section in his museum is impressive, but finding super rare spy items relating to other countries is going to be tough. Tough, but not impossible.
Eric, I'm your man, so leave it with us. I'll see what I can do. Okay,
very much.
thanks a lot.
Thank
Cheers
you.
then.
Lovely country.
See, I take you to all the best places tonight, you know?
I've left Freddie back in Blighty and grabbed Moneyman Hoos instead. We've come to Italy on the hunt for historic spy gear. I've been given the name of a bloke here with a special interest in wartime codes and communications.
His name's Marrow.
Mario!
No, Marrow. He's as in the marrow, right?
I've never met him or seen his collection, but I'm told it's impressive.
Right, this sat-nav's all up the Swanee.
Oh, All we got to do is find it.
Right, round to the right. Now, round to the left.
You sure we're going the right way? Seriously?
Go round here. We're lost.
Great spy's weird, mate. We've packed a sat-nav. They're struggling to find Italy.
That's their...
No, mate, it's a mud road, mate.
OK. We've been round here once and we're going round in circles. Excuse you. No, she's basically telling me to jog on. In here.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah. This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Here he is. Let's go. See what he's got to say.
Hello.
Marrow, good morning. Sorry it took so long. We got a bit lost. This is Horsa.
Nice to meet you.
You have a wonderful collection, I've been told.
No way.
Oh, what? Blooming hell.
Wow!
Congratulations, sir. That's fantastic. Blooming hell, Horsa. Look at this lot.
Very nice.
It's like a James Bond movie set, this place.
Mario's stuff is so well organised, definitely more of a collector than a dealer. But you can't do one without the other, and it looks like he's got more than he can handle right now.
This is interesting, Mario. What is this?
This is a flag used during the First World War for communication, like Morse code.
Yeah.
And look at the spring.
Yes.
When you make this, it's coming wide. So you can make a short wide, you
Right.
make a dot. You make a long wide, you make a line.
Morse code was invented in the 19th century in America for their newfangled electric telegraph system. It's a clear, concise way of sending a message, but the problem using it in war is that everybody knows it. To get around this, in World War I, each country had its own encrypted variations, known as trench codes. They would communicate it via telephone or blinking flags.
Is that for sale?
No, sorry.
It's very clever.
Marrow really loves his stuff, but I wish he loved it a little bit less, because I really need to buy something.
Oosh, come over and have a look at this. Now, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to listen and learn. This thing is history personified.
A typewriter.
No.
A typewriter? This is the holy grail of military antiques. This is the famous Enigma machine. This machine represented what the Germans believed to be a totally unbreakable coding system. And Marrow's got one sat in his warehouse. I'm speechless. We all know the story of Alan Turing and his team at Bletchley Park. They invented a huge automatic calculating machine to decipher the German code. It was in effect the world's first computer. But it's a lesser-known fact that years earlier, a brilliant Polish cryptographer named Marian Rejewski had already laid the groundwork how to crack the Enigma's code. Armed with Rejewski's work and Turing's groundbreaking computer, the supposedly uncrackable code was cracked.
This machine, because our people broke the codes, helps win the war. There's no question about it.
These machines were complex, so pay attention. Inside this Enigma, there's room for 3 rotors, chosen out of a set of 5, and changed daily. To decode a message, the receiver needs to put in the same rotor in the same order, tuned to the same position as the sender. Every time you press a key, at least one rotor changes position, in effect, changing the code.
To quickly show you, if I press G, B lights up. If I press G again, X lit up. The combinations were billions.
So, is there a lot of these, or are they rare now?
They are ultra rare. Not many survived. There was one at Bletchley Park, the original one, and that was valued at £100,000. And I've got to ask you, Mara, would this be for sale?
No. I prefer to sell my wife this.
You sell your wife, I'll give you Hoos.
There's only a tiny number of Enigmas in private hands, so I'm not surprised that Mauro is unwilling to part with his. It's nice to even touch one, but I need to find something else spy-related that I can buy for Eric's museum.
Is this a German light messenger?
Yes.
For sending messages without radio, yeah? What is it called?
Lichtbrecherachse.
Licht means light. Sprecht means speak. You speak into it and it turns your voice into light, which can be turned back into sound if you have the right receiver. It was invented not by the Germans, but by a Scotsman, Alexander Graham Bell, 4 years after he had patented the telephone. He called it a photophone, and the canny Germans adapted it to send secret orders.
Is there any way that it could have been intercepted?
Yes, if somebody your size stood in front of it.
Shut up!
You know? But it's a clever bit of kit. Marrow, is that for sale?
Yes,
What would be the price for this?
be something like 2,000 euro.
Okay. Taking an offer, I mean, if I offered you 1,200, 1,200.
We can make half, 1,600.
1,500.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now this makes me happy. It's just the kind of James Bond style covert communications gizmo that will bring Eric's museum collection alive. Marrow had the tackle I'd hoped for, but he wouldn't sell much. I've got a near empty van, and I've still got to find more bits for Eric's museum.
Well, are they going to have what we're looking for, the spy and resistance stuff that we're after?
You never know, like, we might strike out, so keep your fingers crossed.
A French museum asked me to buy up as much World War II spy kit as I can find. I saw a lot of lovely bits in Italy. Problem was, most of it weren't for sale. But I'm en route to an old dealer mate of mine up in leafy Hertfordshire who says he has some spy items that might suit.
I know I'm going to see about 200 other things I want to buy. You have got to stop me spending my hard-earned cash.
Bruce is so easily distracted. We're here for resistance and espionage stuff only. Nice place, mate.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh. It's got to be in the garages, he said, isn't it? Here we go.
Here, have a look at this.
Bruce. How you doing?
Listen, it's a fair old setup you got here, isn't it? Blooming hell.
Yeah, we like to have everything on display so we can enjoy it.
Yeah. It's awesome, mate.
Daniel's got a fair bit of stock and it's nicely presented for a change.
That's really nice. The 42 helmet, look, SS helmet.
A helmet? That is not what we're here for.
We're only here for other stuff, yeah?
Daniel, can you explain what that actually is?
Did the resistance use that?
3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. Yeah, we need to put that back. Come, mate. Let's have a look at some resistance stuff.
We are. This is resistance.
You are resisting me.
I am resisting.
Come on.
Who's is right? I need to stay focused.
Have you got any spy stuff, resistance stuff? How about a pencil? Have a look at that.
I think I've got plenty of pencils. Buy these by the dozen, don't we?
Well, it's not just any pencil. That's an assassination pencil. Inside there is a blade.
That's awesome. Really awesome. So this was used specifically by people that were going on operations behind the lines and that type of thing. So, yeah, secret agents, basically, yeah. So were these mass-produced or...?
No, they were made on a very small scale by MI9.
MI9 was one of the British Secret Services, and part of their remit was to invent gadgets to aid agents behind enemy lines. MI9's real-life spy gadget guru was called Charles Fraser Smith, who later became the inspiration for James Bond film character Q. Just like in the Bond movies, the British Secret Services really were the masters of invention, designing one-man submarines for stealth attacks and exploding rats to destroy factories. And, apparently, secret daggers concealed in pencils for use by British agent assassins.
I've got another one, and this is a sample to show the secret agents what was inside.
Well, I'll be. Look at that.
Now, that is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
I just thought they were a normal pencil. So it's got no lead in it? No, it's just got a blade inside.
That's a little bit like you. You got no lead in your pencil, have you? Daniel, you've rung me belly. It's items like these that our client is very, very keen to acquire. If I was to possibly ask you for a price for those two...
If you wanted both, how about 1550?
Yeah, it's still really, I mean... Yeah. 1,300?
It's a bit low. You're getting close to what I paid. How about 13.75?
OK, all right, mate. Lovely. Thanks.
Yeah, they're nice. Thank you, mate. They're really interesting.
Normally, I would balk at spending that much on a pencil, but this is a direct link to the real Q. I feel like I'm in From Russia with Love.
Take a look at this. What's this?
That's for a pier. You got a pier?
Just some parts that I picked
There's
up.
other bits in there as
Yeah,
well.
that's
mate,
the
look.
stand. Show us that. What else is there? Just give me that piece there. That's the trigger mechanism.
I just picked this up just recently. I don't really know, much about it.
This is a Piat, or projector infantry anti-tank weapon. It was Britain's equivalent of the German Panzer truck that the twins are fixing. With bazookas and Panzer trucks, when you fire them, they give off a puff of smoke, which could reveal your position to the enemy. To get round this, the Piat is spring-loaded, meaning no smoke signal. Great idea, but the spring is a pig to use.
Is this for sale, yeah?
How about 600?
600. I ain't even going to argue. Done.
I know I came here looking for spy bits for Eric, but I've got other Piat parts back at the farm. If Freddie can build me a whole one, I can show it to my Hollywood armourer along with the Panzer Shrek. I'm sure he'd be interested in a Piat. Now back to Eric's shopping list.
Anything that you've got a bit of history with that, you can say was worn by the resistance.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. This is a German M35 helmet captured by the Polish, and you can see the scratches around the decal here just to show the Polish flag.
Right,
So this one has been used by the Polish resistance.
Ah, right. Can I have a look at that? See, the German decal was black, white and red. They've scratched the black out so that's the Polish flag colours.
The Polish underground resistance was one of the biggest in Europe, and they had to fight both Nazis and communists. As many as 200,000 Polish resistance fighters were shot or sent to the death camps by the Nazis. They spied, engaged in sabotage and open revolt. Needless to say, they didn't have their own arms and kits. These heroic Polish freedom fighters would claim anything they could get their hands on to take on the Nazis.
The only other thing I think that might be interesting for you is this helmet here. We think this is French resistance.
Right.
It's been painted red, black and red.
Sure it's not Aston Villa?
Because we found it in France in a barn, we think it's been taken by the French resistance and used against the Germans.
For the museum in Calais, French resistance gear is a must.
What have you got on these, by the way?
I was going to ask £5 for that one.
OK, and that one?
Well, this one here's a £700 helmet.
That's not trade price, is it?
No. I'm sure Daniel will make sure that we are comfortably looked after. I mean, how's £1,000 at the two?
That's a little bit tight for me. I was thinking more maybe 1,100.
1,050. How's that? 1,050, and we ain't finished yet. We're still here.
Go on then, I've known you a long time.
Yeah, lovely.
Helmets have always been a popular wartime memento, but these helmets, taken and used by the resistance, tell a special tale. And that's what makes them valuable.
I've got something else, Bruce, which is very, very rare. Have a look at this.
What is that?
It's an SOE, Special Operations Executives, silk code sheet to transpond home with the SOE radio. It's made of silk, so it could be hidden as a handkerchief.
Yeah, I like that. It's really nice, Daniel. It's exactly the sort of thing we're after. Somebody's actually used this and decoded stuff there.
The Special Operations Executive was Britain's resistance unit. Its nickname was Churchill's Secret Army, and it sent undercover agents all over Nazi-occupied Europe. But SOE operatives were a right mixed bag. They hired canny criminals straight out of the prison system, and about a quarter of the agents were women who were trained to kill, lie, burgle and seduce, all to send secrets back to Blighty. To do this, they needed codes. The head of the cryptography unit was Leo Marx, who insisted that keys to codes carried by spies should be printed on silk.
Silk? Why do you think silk?
Well, it's durable. You know, if it was paper, it might get ripped. It's washable. It's lightweight, it can be hidden as a handkerchief.
I mean, you imagine that mounted in a nice frame on the wall in a small resistance stroke special operations executive display. It'd be awesome.
It's interesting.
The million-dollar question is, how cheap is it?
I was going to ask you £1,200 for it.
£1,200 ranky. That's a lot of money, mate. I mean, you got some movement on that? £900?
My last price would be £925.
£925?
Yeah.
£925. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that, mate. It's going to break my heart to pass this on, but it will go perfectly with the spy radio I bought earlier. The spy who used this hanky must have had a lot of guts and nerves of steel, not to mention a very dangerous pencil. Listen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the bits. I'm really happy with them, mate. I'll keep in touch. Thanks, mate. Come on, you've got a long drive. Daniel's really saved my bacon today with the items I bought. They are spot on for what that museum in France wants.
Can't believe we're in Moscow, Bruce.
Listen, the Russian market has opened up massively, and believe me, you can really get some good deals here. The people we're going to see could really have the golden ticket for us. We've come to Moscow on a picking trip. Russia's unique history has collectors back in Blighty screaming out for original Soviet kit. And we're starting our trip in one of the most iconic military landmarks. Well, there you go, Red Square, mate. This is the famous Red Square. It's where they had all the big parades. Home to Lenin's tomb, St Basil's Cathedral, and of course the dreaded Kremlin, fortified palace built for the Tsars.
Quite imposing buildings, aren't they? I always thought the square was actually red.
No.
It's just after the Red Army, that sort of thing, isn't it?
The communists used Red Square as a stage to show off to the world their vast military might, but it very nearly fell to the Nazis. The invasion of Russia was like lightning. Within just weeks, almost half of Russia's population was under Nazi rule. The Germans got to within 18 miles of Moscow, but then weather and the Russians turned against them. Well, I'm glad I've seen that. All right, let's go down here. We're heading to see my Muscovite dealer friend Dmitri, who I've known for nearly a decade. I've come to close a deal with him, but also to buy up some of his super rare Russian stock and get introductions to some of his most prestigious Russian clients.
Hope you know where we're going, Bruce. I'm completely lost.
Well, he said it was opposite the museum. The problem is he's moved offices since my last visit. Yeah, this is it. He said there's a picture above the door.
We'll give it a go, eh?
Come in.
Dmitri, how the devil are you, my friend? All right? Nice to see you. Dmitri is one of Russia's biggest military dealers, and his little black book is like a Russian who's who. He's kindly organised a 3-day itinerary for me and Freddie. Let the adventure begin, comrades. I noticed through there you got some very interesting items, so could I cast my eye and buy something?
Here, for you, everything is for sale.
God, well, Dmitri, I'm amazed you've got such wonderful stuff here. As one of Russia's top dealers, Dmitri's day job is searching the old Soviet Union for unique kit you wouldn't find anywhere else. But what are the rarest things you've got here?
I will show you the item where you never see a price tag on.
Right, OK. This officer's uniform of the Tsar's elite palace grenadiers may well be the last of its kind. The officer who wore this would have been a noble, a member of Russia's ruling class. This unit was nicknamed the Golden Company because of its lavish uniforms and posh officers. Where did you find this?
Here in Russia. This was in theatre. It was lost somewhere maybe 100 years ago.
So it was in their wardrobe department,
right?
Yeah, and it was hidden for 100 years as just another piece of costume.
Right.
Listen, just to amuse me, in euros, if that was for sale, what would be the price?
One.
What?
1 million.
1 million euros. Yeah? It's that rare. Budding Militaria dealers take note. Dmitri has made a fortune on just one purchase because he knew his history. Do you know what I'm going to do when I get home? I'm going to phone every theatre in London to see if I can find anything.
It is a good idea, Bruce.
Yeah, yeah. Can we have a look at the other bits and pieces you've got?
Yeah,
You've
sure.
got some nice swords and stuff over here. I mean, some of these Cossack swords, I mean, the Cossacks fought on both sides, didn't they? They fought with the Germans and with the Russians.
The Tsar's Cossack cavalry might seem romantic from a distance, but they were brutal to Russia's peasants and tried to annihilate Russian Jews. In the Second World War, many Cossacks went over to fight for the Nazis. Bad mistake. At the end of the war, and at Stalin's request, Churchill sent the captured Cossacks back to the Soviet Union. These Nazi Cossacks were hated by ordinary Russians, and when they arrived back, the people had their vengeance, and over 30,000 of them were killed. There is terrible stories of, as they were being handed back, the British soldiers were seeing them disappear where they couldn't see, and they could hear shots going off, and they were killing them straight away. The history of the Cossacks is gruesome, but fascinating, which makes this sword highly collectible.
That's really nice. 75,000 rubles. What's that? That's about what?
£800, something like that.
Could you do a little price on that for me? A little bit less?
Okay, just for you, a little bit. 650
65,000 rubles.
rubles, yes.
Yeah, well, I ain't going to haggle with that. Thank you very much indeed, sir. That's great. I'm happy with that.
Needless to say, there ain't many Cossack swords back in Blighty, and one dating from the early war makes it extra special.
This is Soviet propaganda posters from the Second World War.
Blimey hell. What does that actually say?
Honor to warrior liberator.
And that one's a bit grim. What's that one? What does that say?
Death to kid killers.
Death to kid killers.
Yes.
Oh dear. And this one?
Father, kill a German.
Father kill a German.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is strong material.
Allied propaganda posters seem positively tame compared with this stuff. It was all loose lips, might sink ships, and dig for victory. But when you consider that by 1942, the Nazis had killed or starved to death nearly 3 million Soviet POWs, you can start to see where they're coming from.
I've never seen anything as powerful as that. What is that price, Demetrius? That's 95,000 rubles. What's that?
1400.
Struth! It's not just the content which is strong on these posters. I know collectors who'd love these, but at this price, there's no profit selling them on.
I'll have to pass on them. They're a bit too rich for me. All right, let's have a look what else you've got there.
Take a look.
So, this is a ration card.
Yes.
It's a copy, yeah?
Yes. It is a bread cards for Leningrad when it was in blockade.
The siege of Leningrad lasted an incredible 2.5 years. It's estimated more Russians died in Leningrad alone than all the British and American soldiers and civilians in the whole of World War II. People were eating twigs and household pets and shoes. More than 2,000 people were arrested for cannibalism. According to police reports, human flesh was being sold on the markets. Blooming Nora!
That one little piece of square paper could mean the difference between life and death.
Right.
What do you sell these for?
100 rubles is £1.
You paid it, man. You got 100 rubles on you?
I have.
There you go. That's 100.
Done.
That's a great start to the trip, but more important still are the new contacts Dimitri's lined up for me.
As we discussed, I will introduce you to some collectors here.
Dimitri, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to be involved with you. Right, how do we get out of here? Like Fort Knox?
Through the door.
Paul. Oh, there you go. Lovely.
Cheers.
Now, I'm used to rummaging through car boots in car parks, but in Venice they do things different. When in Rome, as they say.
Hey, oh, that's him.
Or is he just waving at you?
No. Signor Taghetti, yeah?
Spaghetti.
Well, they've got some swag. I'm Bruce, pleased to meet you.
Bruce, nice to meet you.
This
How
is
are you?
Hoos.
I'm
Hello.
Hoos.
I'm Bruce.
How are you?
Hello. Jonathan,
Pleased to
fine.
meet you. Pleased to meet you.
Thank you for coming. You've bought some pieces for us, yeah?
I bring a leather Italian helmet.
Oh, right. There's a tanker's helmet, yeah?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So this is World War II, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What it was, it's to protect your head while you're inside the vehicle, because
you hit something metal and it hurts. Most Italian tanks were made by Fiat, and most in World War II were out of date. In 1940, Mussolini ordered his tank battalions to invade Egypt, but the British gave them a right going over. Across Egypt and Libya, 400 Italian tanks and 130,000 troops were captured. So Italian tanks, not up to snuff. But the hats are nice. I've not seen one of these. It's interesting. What sort of price would that be?
I think I can do 200 euro for that.
200 euros?
Yep.
Right, 200 euros for that. Not even going to argue. Thank you very much. It's a very nice start, you know. You've got to get that in your case or you can wear it on the plane. 180 quid is a bargain price. And when you're offered a bargain, there's no need to haggle. So these other pieces, they look very interesting. Hitler, Mussolini.
Made in America as a propaganda.
So they're ashtrays, are they?
Yeah, for cigarettes, yeah.
It wasn't hard for the Allies to turn Mussolini and Hitler into figures of fun. But the Allies needed their soldiers to hate the great dictators. So they were encouraged to stub their fags out on their ugly faces. What sort of price would they be?
I think they're expensive. I can do 300 for both.
300?
Yeah.
That is expensive. Yeah, I mean, they are a novelty item. I can't really justify 300 on it. I mean, 250 is a good price.
Too little profit for me. We can do 270.
All right, I mean, what do you think?
For a bit pricey, but if you can get a deal, because I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
They're different, Hoops. I think they're very interesting. OK, 270.
Thank you.
Sir, lovely, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 250 quid for a couple of ashtrays might sound a bit steep, but these things are unique, or at least very rare, and rare is good. Now, what else we got?
This is really very nice. Letters for U.S. Army soldier.
Yeah.
To ship to parents in the United States to say Merry Christmas from Italy. As you can see, you have Italy.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Now, this would have been mass-produced. Obviously, it was paid for by Free Army Post, so you would write a small message on here, and it's a Christmas card.
Yep.
On the bottom of these standard issue Christmas greetings, it says V-mail, which for me is V interesting. Soldiers would write their messages on V-mail paper, which was then copied to thumb-sized microfilm to be enlarged again at the destination. That way, 150,000 V-mail letters could be transported in a single mail sack. Very nice. I like this type of thing. What sort of price would this be?
Then, what is the best price we can do?
100.
100 for whole together?
For the whole lot.
Are we going to be able to sell it on?
Yes, I like those, and I ain't even going to argue. Thank you very much, sir. Very interesting. It's personal, and it's from Italy. I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy. At roughly £3 each, I should be able to double my money on them. And if they don't shift, I won't have to buy any Christmas cards this year. Listen, thank you very much for the items. Very, very happy with these bits and pieces. And it's been really nice to meet you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Oos, let's get wrapped up and get away, mate. Come on. I've got a week to fulfil Paul's ambitious Cold War wish list, so there's no hanging about. At dawn the next day, I'm with Freddie driving through misty, snow-clad northern Germany. Luckily, this Hollywood request came at just the right time. Some of the best European dealers are coming together for a trade fair in a tiny village called Isringhausen, which can be found in the middle of nowhere. Listen, this is all about networking here. Isringhausen is one of the first shows of the year where everybody in Europe comes and meets up. It's not the kind of place that will have the big guns Paul is after, but I'm pretty confident that if I ask around, one of the dealers there will know where I can find some. And while I'm at it, a little shopping on the side for yours truly. That is, it's a Kazi, isn't it? Well, let's have a look. Do you reckon it's new?
I hope it's not full up.
No, go on. Oh, lovely.
That's well used, that is, mate. Don't worry
I wouldn't
about
want
that.
to be the one who's having to empty that every day. Sit down, stick your cheeks on there.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, read your paper.
Yeah.
When you're done, close it up.
I mean, that's practical, I've got to tell you.
War is hell, and here's the proof. Kazi is army slang. Some people say it comes from the soldiers' nickname for the city of Benghazi in North Africa, where British troops suffered from severe dysentery.
See, I like all these bits and pieces, this old stuff. Look at them beer bottles. This is all wartime dug up stuff.
A lot of kit got left on the battlefield, including whatever wartime litter the troops dropped.
Do you have English bottles? English?
Yes. You look at all these bottles, you think they're just having a mad night on the beer, but they're probably actually trying to get a bit of Dutch courage up.
Now that gives you Dutch courage, because that's what the old British troops used to be given before they went into battle. Gin.
Facing the enemy is truly terrifying, and remember in World War II, a lot of soldiers weren't fully trained professionals. They were bank clerks and postmen and what have you. A slug of the hard stuff was sorely needed.
Look at that thing there, that... Ah, lovely. Persil, the washing powder for washing.
Yeah.
For clothes.
Kleidung.
Underpantons.
Yeah, no.
Persil was designed and manufactured by a German company, Henkel, in 1907. During the war, like many German firms, they used slave labour. This stain on their reputation would take more than washing powder to get rid of, and 5 members of the Henkel family were interned after the war. Interesting item.
Right. De Costa?
€10.
€10. Yes, I take this, thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. And Tun, 10. What's 10? Zane, and Zane. Mixins, and this. Yeah, complete.
200.
200.
200.
Done. Thank you. There you go.
I find wherever I go, most people speak a little bit of Bruce.
Your powers of communication never cease.
Well, I think my German's getting better, I'm convinced. Dankeschön, sir.
Thank you very
much. Thank you.
I reckon wartime Persil should be easier to shift than a slightly soiled Kazi.
Look, that's nice.
This looks helpful. Top tips on how you might avoid being shot by a machine gun.
I think it's about indirect fire. So if the enemy's firing at you with a weapon like a machine gun, obviously the trajectory of the round comes over the top, and at a certain point, if the rounds are striking the ground here, you're probably safe to be on your knees at least in this area. But obviously if they see you, then they're going to readjust their aim.
But here's me getting distracted. Back to Mission Impossible. There must be someone here who knows where I can lay my hands on heavy-duty Cold War guns for Paul's movie.
He doesn't have them with him, does he? Can you give me his details? You make contact with me?
Yes, I can give you a contact.
And I'll keep it quiet,
and
yeah?
Yes, I can do it.
You're a gentleman.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good news, I have a lead. Bad news, the lead leads me to Finland, which, if my calculations are correct, should be colder than Germany. The Finns had a hard time in World War II. The Soviets invaded them, so they reluctantly buddied up with Hitler against the common enemy. But once the Soviets had been kicked out, the Finns switched their allegiance and declared war on Germany. But it didn't stop the Russians taking a portion of Finland after the war. What that means is there is both German World War II and Cold War Russian kit still to be found there. Finland, here I come. Before we track down the next lead I discovered in Isringhausen, my new machine gun selling friend, Jaakko, has offered to introduce me to a fellow with some interesting Finnish gear. So Hoos and I are heading east towards the Russian border and the old Mannerheim Line.
So where are we now then, bro?
Believe it or not, we're only about 20 clicks from the Russian border here, and strategically this is a very important area for Finland.
Finland used to be part of the Tsarist Russian Empire, but the Bolshevik Revolution let them break free. Then, to keep the communists out, they built massive defences known as the Mannerheim Line, 135 kilometres of concrete bunkers and trenches, camouflaged with trees and boulders. The Finns were fighting for freedom, and that can give you the edge. In the Winter War, the Russians had 3 times as many troops and 100 times more tanks, but the Finns gave them a right good going over. Look how cold it is out here, right? Can you imagine having to fight in these sort of conditions? Look, you know...
freezing out.
I know, you've only got to look it. Yakko is meeting us there and acting as translator. These days, my Finnish isn't as fluent as my German. Brought the warm weather with us? You? Yeah, lovely. You all right? So we're in the middle of nowhere here, so this is where the collection is, yeah? Yeah. Oh, hello there, Mr. Husey. Thank you for inviting us. This is my colleague, Mr. Hoos. Lovely, can we have a look? Thank you. Oh, here you go, Hoos.
Oh, what?
Bit of us, yep. More goodies in here. Oh, this is the stuff we want, mate. I know I'm supposed to be hunting down big guns for Paul's movie, but I can't resist the opportunity of bagging some goodies for myself as well. Take that. Okay. Take that over there so I can have a look at it. That denotes it's been in the Finnish army. So it's obviously something that's been supplied by the Germans to the Finns, but I don't know what it is. Yakko, what is this?
It's a preheater for searchlight, you know, this...
Oh, German searchlight.
Yeah.
So that's a heating element that could be used in the cold weather. Wartime German searchlights have engines, and engines hate the cold. When the Germans invaded Russia, apart from losing over 100,000 men to frostbite, they also found their vehicles wouldn't work in the cold. When the temperature dropped to well below zero, the oil in the engines turned to thick tar, and the batteries can't retain power. Soldiers resorted to building fires under their engines to get them started. This rare bit of kit was designed to warm up the engines that powered German searchlights. Does he have an idea what sort of price he'd want for that?
Okay. No, 250.
250 euros, yeah?
Yeah, euros, yeah.
Oh, I'm happy with 200 euros. How's that?
Mitä sä sanot? 200 euroa, onko hyvä?
200.
Niin.
Vähemmän.
Well, he thinks maybe a little bit more.
225. It's, you know...
225.
Yeah?
Onko se okay?
There you go. Yeah, okay. 225 euros, that's nice. 190 quid. It's so rare it could fetch over 300 or more, and it's in such good nick, there's no restoration cost. You see these?
Yeah.
They're sledges for ski troops. They're like cross-country skis. They would have a harness on and they would tow these sledges behind them with all their ammunition in, all their supplies. Finnish ski troopers were the feared special forces of winter warfare. Camouflaged in white, they would launch lightning attacks behind enemy lines before disappearing into the forests. They were so tough, they even took on tanks, skiing up close and hurling Molotov cocktails through the exhaust openings, causing the tanks to explode from the inside out. This little party piece.
All right.
I'd like to try and do a deal on this. Have you got an idea how much for all of it?
Okay. Mutta sit sukset siihen päälle sit joku 600.
Joo.
600 all together.
600?
Yeah.
Yes.
All together.
500's a much better price. 500.
Okay.
Yeah?
5's okay.
500. Yeah,
No.
done deal, right. The skis are lovely, and 500 euros is around 425 quid. A good price. They're easily worth 600, and you rarely ever see stuff like this in Britain. If I can't shift them, I'll give them to Hoos for Christmas. You know what's coming now, don't you?
know.
Do you know how it works?
No, but let's go.
But if you broke it, you keep it.
Oh, yeah, we've done it. Deal's done. Don't worry about that.
Mate, you got to be joking me, ain't you?
No. There you go. Come on up you get.
I'm not level.
Come on, get up. Now just walk. The back heel lifts. There you go. Perfect. Go on.
Let me tell you. This...
Keep going.
Shut up. How am I supposed to turn back with this?
Somehow I can't see who's striking fear into the Red Army. Go on, keep going. You're a natural.
You will pay for that, Bruce, I'm telling you.
Up to the top, turn round, and then ski down. Let me just give you a little shove.
Bruce, Bruce, no. I can't get up now. I'm going to ski now.
OK, got it.
Hey, look. Whoa.
Right, we've had fun. Now it's time to track down the last gun on Paul's list. A Cold War Soviet anti-aircraft gun. My Finnish Mission Impossible is going well. My blockbuster movie military advisor Paul is after 5 heavy-duty German guns for training up his actors. Job done on that front, and I've acquired some fantastic winter war kit for self along the way.
Right, this is it. Turn left here.
Now all I need is a big Cold War Russian anti-aircraft gun, and it'll be mission accomplished.
So you follow this track up to the building, and then his place is round on the right. Well, that's it. That's his place there.
My second lead in Germany was about a bloke that I'd already tried to do business in Finland with once before. I know Matty has got a lot of different guns, but he was such a frosty character when we tried to do business with him last year, he's dropped off my radar.
Hopefully we can get a good deal out of this one, because he has got some good stuff here.
I hope so, because I'm freezing.
Here we go.
Trying to tie Matty down on prices can be tough, but the guys in Germany told me he's now got enough Soviet Cold War hardware to invade a small country, which, as it happens, is what it's usually used for.
It's like a junkyard. It's like Steptoe and Son of Finland, isn't it?
This is a nightmare.
This is my best friend.
Oh, is it? I want to be your best friend, Matty.
Hello, Matty, all right?
Yeah, very good. Where's this from?
From Russia.
Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, feel that.
I paid 40 cents, American cents.
40 cents? No.
In Estonia.
I'll give you 50 cents. No.
Looking around Matty's, there are big guns everywhere you look. It's like winter wonderland. But Matty tells me his latest stock of Soviet weapons are still in the containers they arrived in.
This will be our last chance to find stuff for Paul. You go and open the door, Roos, before he changes his mind.
Here, yeah?
Yep.
This is a gun.
Matty, what is this gun? This gun here?
This is a Russian.
Can I have a look at it? Is it okay?
Yeah.
I'm interested. What year?
60.
60s?
No,
This is exactly the gun Paul wants for his war movie, but I mustn't show my hand too early. You never know how Matty will react. I've got to play it as cool as a cucumber.
So this is a Russian double anti-aircraft gun. Nice.
This fearsome weapon is the notorious Zenitnaya Yuskanovka 23mm twin-barrelled anti-aircraft gun, nicknamed Sergei. Designed in the Cold War, this was for shooting down helicopters and low-flying planes, but was also used against ground troops. The Russians sent a lot of these to communist Vietnam, so many Americans lost their lives to this gun.
Matty, is this for sale?
Yeah.
What is the price of this?
This is 9,000.
9,000. Nice. Matty, can I photograph this, okay?
Yeah.
Right, loads of photos, those. My friend is desperate to get hold of these.
Bruce, it's in mint condition.
I know.
This Sergei's in such good nick, I can ship it straight to the film set without spending a penny on restoring it.
9,000 euros. That's good. We sell it to the film company for about 15. OK, let's go. Let's get out of here. 9,000 euros, a good price.
I'm over the moon. I've come through on my Mission Impossible and can't wait to introduce Paul to Sergei. But first, I've got to clarify things with Matty.
Now, you said my hand was cold?
But we must have hand.
Handy hand.
It's your style.
Mine done.
It's not my style.
Not his fault.
I've agreed a deal with Matty that if Paul likes the photos of the Sergei, I'll buy it straight away for $9 grand. Not bad considering Paul could pay as much as 15 for it. After export costs, I could make a tidy 4-figure profit.
Thank you, Matty. You are a gentleman. Thank you. Right, let's go.
With my Mission Impossible now possible, I can afford to relax, which means buying stuff for me, not Paul, and even better, Jacko's given me another lead.
This is the biggest collector in Finland. He's moving his whole collection to a museum. Now, there's stuff here he might want to get shot on.
3/4 of Finland is covered in trees. It's like a Christmas-themed jungle. And hidden in this vast arboreal maze is the bloke I'm looking for.
You sure we're going to the right place? Because this don't look like the right place.
I'm sure.
Mate, we're in the middle of nowhere.
Why didn't you get a sat-nav?
Hold up, I did it, broke down, you just see it.
I know, but look, fortunately, I've got my phone with me. There's supposed to be a lake on the right-hand side.
What?
But it's about to be frozen. You might be driving on a lake now. That sat-nav is useless, and we're in the middle of Finland, in the middle of the winter, lost.
Seriously, just give the geezer a call.
I've got his number here, just a minute. Right, here we go. Yeah, right, Yellow House Lake. Hello, Sten. We're on the main road near where your location is, but we're a little bit lost. We have a yellow house on the right, a lake on the left. That'd be fantastic. OK, thank you, Stan. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Bye. He said whoever's navigating's a complete idiot.
What's he? Where is he?
He's coming to get us.
Sweet, so he can't be that far away.
No, he's not. He can't be there. He knows exactly where we are, Yellow House.
Oh, my God. There's your man. No wonder you can't miss him. Look at him. Serious. Mate, that is a tool. Look at that. That is a machine, isn't it?
Sten's my kind of collector. He likes to use his stuff, not just keep it in a cabinet.
Oh, look, mate. Hello. You must be Sten. Come on board. Here, Bruce.
What?
Who needs a sat-nav when you've got something like this to go across country?
Well, I feel a lot safer with him driving instead of you.
Our Tough as Nails taxi is a BMP-1 Soviet infantry transporter. It's not just armoured, it's also insulated against radiation. It's thought the Soviets, after they'd set off their nukes, wanted to drive these things through the resulting radioactive wasteland. It's like a post-apocalyptic off-roader.
All the way!
That's easier than backing your car in your garage, isn't it? Very nice, that. Fantastic.
No problem. I'm getting a little bit too big for this, for these holes in these tanks.
So when did you start collecting then, Sten?
I'd say around 97.
Sten has been a busy boy. Row upon row of old military vehicles sitting around in the snow. And goodness knows what else is stashed in his giant sheds. With Paul's guns in the bag, establishing contact with Sten is the cherry on the cake. If anybody in Blighty wants any Finnish kit, I'll know just who to call.
Here, who's the surprise for you? Who's one of your old girlfriends up here? Look, Aladdin's cave here, look. Russian mags, yeah?
I could do one of these for my car, mate.
Military police light.
Yeah.
Right, what have we got there? Ah, interesting. Now, look, Panzer sights. They're nice. Yeah, these are from Stugs, Panzer 4s. They'd have had these in Finland.
Yeah.
Really nice, and I've never seen a collection like this. All right, the glasses are broken.
The lenses are separate and they should be okay in this.
Yeah, these are all mounted in the top of the tank where the commander would look out.
If you're a tank commander, one of your least favourite jobs is sticking your head out the top to have a look. The simple solution on German tanks was to fit multiple little periscopes, and it's rare to find a complete set.
Did you find them all together, or have you been collecting them?
I found them all together.
Did you? We need some of these for some of the vehicles we're doing up. And putting new pieces of glass in and repairing them, you know, we could make these completely operational again.
And they're all originals as well.
Yeah, they've all got nice stamps on. Look, I mean, would they be for sale, possibly?
Yes. Why not?
Yeah. Do you have an idea of price? I mean, obviously they're a little bit
well,
cream crackered.
It's only straight glass. It's not that bad.
No.
I'd probably want 1,000 for them.
1,000 euros.
Yeah, euros.
Yeah, nice, but
it's steep.
Yeah. 600 sounds a lot better.
Ooh.
Come on, 600.
Aye, you are drive a hard bargain.
Come on.
I can go to 800 and that's about it, but not less.
For the 6?
Yeah. That's cheap. Hey, where do you get 6 of these?
No, you don't.
And you have 1 turret in one go?
Yeah, I know. Done. We'll have that. 800. Thank
Right
you.
on.
Thank you, Stan. That's great. Good. We've actually broken the ice. Excuse the pun. Right? Because my feet are freezing. Just over 100 quid each. I'd be lucky to pick them up for that in the UK. A further rummage round his shelves, and I pick up a rare mount for a Browning machine gun. Oh, a pedestal mount, and is that a 50 cal?
Yeah, it's a 50 cal.
And a very nice wartime searchlight.
I should have asked first. Is it for sale?
Yes.
Ah, right.
But it's when Sten takes me into shed number 2 that my heart starts racing.
What have we got in here then, Sten?
Step in.
Oh, yeah, look, you'll like it in here, Roos.
Oh, what?
Didn't know you had all these tanks, Sten, to be quite honest with you. Oh, and Kubelwagens,
look
and
at
Zundats. Now, you should have brought me in here first, mate.
The Kubelwagen was the German equivalent of the Allied Jeep, and I've got a real soft spot for them.
I love these. I didn't know you had one of these, Sten, yeah?
This one is the only one left of 8 that was delivered to Finland during the war. It was General Lagu's staff car, and it was used in all the battles in the end of the Finnish Second World War.
General Rubin Lagos was the Finnish Rommel, a legendary commander who led blitzkrieg-inspired attacks against the Russians. His bravery led him to become the first soldier to be awarded the Mannerheim Cross, the equivalent of the British Victoria Cross.
His aide, Lieutenant Koiranen,
Yeah.
he perished in the backseat. He was shot here.
What, they got
The
ambushed?
Russian, no, they got ambushed. Russian infantry came coming out, starting to shoot at them.
And he was killed in this car?
He was killed in this car.
This vehicle is part of the story of the war, and if I was wearing a bow tie, it'd be spinning. I can't tell you how much I want this Kubel.
This one has actually seen action and been where Finland's fate was decided.
But is it for sale?
This one is, in my opinion, one of the most priceless Finnish war history vehicles.
Mate, let's not go there with this one. You can see the geezer's sentimental just by talking about it.
I think this one will stay in Finland, and I hope it will end up somewhere where all Finnish people can see it.
Can't blame me for trying, but I'm happy with my humble purchases, and even happier to have established Sten as a new contact.
The bits we bought, I really appreciate. We've had a fantastic day and a great deal.
Not so fast, my friend. In Finland there is a say.
Yeah.
Kauppa on kauppa vasta kun se on saunassa sinetöity.
I don't know what he's talking about, but it sounds like a bit of fun. I'm up for a couple of beers.
Seal the deal with a drink. Must be. He's talking about a drink, isn't he? Snaps or something? My Mission Impossible prop hunt in Finland is coming to an end, and I've laid my hands on some lovely Finnish bargains. But according to my new Finnish best friend Sten, a deal's not a deal unless you sweat on it.
This is the way you seal deals in Finland?
Yes, but now we are closer
Right.
to sealing the deal.
Right.
But this is the only part 1.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's part 2?
The second part is ice swimming. We have made a hole in the ice, so we are going in the water, in the ice.
You jump in through a hole in the ice,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
It's freezing out there.
Lovely.
Freezing. This is where you find out if you've got a weak heart. I'm starting to wonder if I really want those tank periscopes.
Shall I go first?
You go first.
I show it.
Shall I say it's done?
Oh, it's done.
Well, I'll show you how an Englishman does it.
This is vamos a la playa.
Is this what sealing the deal's about?
Whoa!
Deal's done.
Now the deal is done.
Oh.
Sure. No, we go. Good, my man. Whoa! Whoa! God, that's cold. That is freezing.
How you getting on?
Still can't find anything on either Fisher or on Wallace.
Right, OK.
But what I have got is an excellent map. Look at this. It shows exactly where the South Wales border as well. That is where he would have been, definitely. He'd have gone over the top out the trenches there and into no man's land.
Now, it's obviously that's where he is. Somewhere he's there. I'm going up to France. We're going to go and buy some more First World War bits and pieces. I've got to get packed up.
Just look at the crosses there. I mean, this place is just cemeteries everywhere.
Leaving Sue to carry on her research, Freddie and me have come to northern France, to the area of the Somme battles, as there are lots of World War I relics that can still be found here. The First World War was basically a territorial dispute among Europe's landed ruling class. The Habsburgs, the Kaiser and the Tsar, with their prancing military aristocracies and their elaborate uniforms. Many ordinary folk couldn't understand what they were fighting for. And yet to satisfy their vain territorial ambitions, Europe's ruling dynasties sent 17 million innocent people to their deaths. Here in northern France, everyday objects used by soldiers are still turning up, and one of them has surfaced in a cafe of all places that I'm really keen to see.
Yeah, look at them mannequins outside. That's it there.
Oh, right.
This is it.
Not only that, I've heard it's up for sale.
Hello. All right.
Ça va? Bonjour.
You have a football here? A football?
Yes.
Could I? Here, Freddie, look at this.
You're taking up football, Bruce?
No. This football from World War I, yes?
Yes.
The first day of the Somme?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
High possibility.
Not knowing why they were fighting, many ordinary soldiers didn't especially hate the enemy. At Christmas, some Allied and German soldiers used to sneakily call a truce and meet up in no man's land to wish each other Happy Christmas and famously play football. Senior officers on both sides were horrified and tried to stop them. But the football I've come to look at is said to date from the first day of the Somme and was used to encourage troops over the top.
So this football was reputedly used by an officer. He kicked a ball into no man's land and told his troops to follow it, and they kicked the ball towards their objectives. But he was killed, yes?
He was killed on the 1st of July.
Unbelievable.
I confess it would take more than the excitement of kicking a football to get me to run in front of a hail of machine gun fire.
What was his name?
Captain Neville.
Captain Neville, that's it.
And where did you find it?
It is a little village who call Coin. There is a rubbish dump. They are full of military things, and the ball was in this one.
So, what is the price of something like this?
50,000 pounds.
God, 50 grand for a football? I hope that includes the bag. That's an insane price.
I can believe this football goes back to the Somme, but it's hard to prove exactly how this one was used, and 50 grand is an awful lot of money.
I mean, as an item, it's really interesting, but 50 grand is not something that's going to be in my collection. I told you that's something special, but we've got to get moving. Thank you, sir. Been a pleasure.
A 50 grand football's not for me. But now we're heading through France to the Alsace region to see an old dealer mate of mine called Michel Lorraine, who I hope will have kit for me.
We've had loads of World War II stuff from Michel, but I've never been down here to buy First World War stuff from him. So it's a first for us.
In 1871, the Prussians nabbed the French provinces of Alsace and Lorraine. France had an empire and felt humiliated. So in World War I, there was lots of bloody fighting in this area.
This was part of Germany at the time. Then after the First World War, the Versailles Treaty was ceded back to France. Then obviously in 1940, when the Germans reinvaded, they took it back. So seesawed backwards and forwards. Most of the people in this region speak French and German. Here we are, this is it. I didn't think it was this big, mate. It's blooming huge. He's got loads of stuff here, mate. Absolutely bundles of the stuff. So, ça va, Michel?
Bruce,
how are you? Nice to see you again.
I am well, and you?
Yeah, fine. You remember Freddie?
Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you
Freddie,
again.
how are you?
This place is growing. You've got a lot more equipment.
Any week I have to buy things. If I
see.
don't buy, I get sick.
Michelle, as I said on the phone, we're here for First World War items, and I know you've got a lot. Can we go and have a look?
Yes, please, come on.
Thank you.
Parts everywhere. You have to look, to dig out parts.
What about this thing here?
Ah, this is searchlight.
First World War, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Can I have a look? Yeah. Oh, they're nice, complete. This is gas.
This is gas light. You see the inlet here?
Yeah.
With the rubber pipe. And you have a handle here,
Yeah.
and this is on a pivot.
Yeah.
You can turn like this.
Right, okay.
And like this.
Nice, very, very nice.
Gas-powered searchlights were used to bounce light off the bottom of clouds to allow soldiers to fight at night. In England, they were also used to spot Zeppelins. Zeppelins moved like a snail and were hard to miss, so flew by night. But it's hard to navigate in the dark, and one managed to bomb Hull, believing it to be London. It must have been really dark.
And that one, is that the second one to this, or is that different?
This is the follower. This is electric system. The same searchlight, but electric.
They had electric?
Yes, this is end of war 1918.
The Great War was fought in old ways, for old reasons, but in the first decades of the 20th century, the world was changing. Suddenly there were cars, planes, phones and radio, and the Victorian gas grid was being replaced by an electric grid. This was the start of our modern world.
Quite an advance in technology, from gas to electricity.
Yeah, it's lighter to start with.
This made of cast iron. That's how they make it
bigger. They make it bigger. Are these for sale, Michelle, yeah?
Depend on price you offer to me.
Yeah. God, come on, Michelle, what would be the price on these two?
For both?
Yeah.
Wow. 900 euros.
For the two?
Yeah. And this is quite cheap.
Right. Right, yeah. I think quite cheap is 500 euros. How's that?
Ah, you are far too low, my friend. But I can do something for you. I can go 700.
700?
700.
700 euros for both. Done. That's the first thing. Done.
Deal is done.
Yeah.
I love these lights, two simple objects with a huge bit of history behind them. We're out the blocks already, and I haven't begun to unearth the treasure buried in Michelle's bulging barns. While Sue does some detective work on my Mystery Heroes medal, I'm in the Alsace in France, searching my old mate Michelle's warehouses for World War I memorabilia.
This is some furniture for the officers.
Blooming hell, well, look at that. That's a wash hand base, isn't it?
Yes.
Washing your hands. I thought it was a bird bath.
You put the soap,
yeah.
Here and the water here. And to pour the water, this is the water tank of it.
No.
This is a cover, you pour water inside, you cover. And here you have a tap. This is like that. See?
So each officer, he had his own name?
Coro Alfred.
It shows you how differently the officers were treated compared to the enlisted men.
In all of Europe's armies, rank was based on social class. You might not know anything about war, but if you were posh, they made you an officer. Officers had beds and their tailored uniforms cleaned and pressed. The men slept on straw and didn't change their clothes for days on end. Officers had hampers from Fortnum's and dinner in the mess. Squaddies had bully beef and dried biscuits in the trenches. When they were desperate for more officers, the British Army were forced to promote 200,000 men from the lower classes, calling them temporary gentlemen. Temporary, mark you. It's a miracle there wasn't a revolution.
Michelle, is this for sale? What would be the price on this?
500 for the whole lot.
500. Oh, yeah, 500 for a sink. That's a, yeah, that's a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. 300?
$350 and we have a deal.
You don't, mate.
I have to make €50 profit.
Ah, come on, please, you're killing me. I might hang on to this. It looked great in our downstairs lab.
You want to look for more?
Absolutely. Whatever's cheap, I'm interested
Please
in.
come in my cave.
Oh, Freddie, look at this. It's huge.
This is World War I.
What is that?
This is generator for a wireless radio station, German World War I. This was found in the trenches.
That is amazing. Because of the development of radios, the poor saps in the trenches now receive their orders from generals and their staff located many miles behind the front line. Men were sacrificed in vast numbers, often for the most trivial and seemingly senseless military objectives. And this thing powered the radios that sent them to their death. You see that sort of stuff from the Second World War, but not from the First World War. It's 100 years old. Is that for sale, Michelle?
Depends on your sensible offer.
Ah, right, yeah. Listen, what sort of price would you have on this?
I want €2,000 for this.
That's a little bit trumpy. What about €1,300? Come on.
1,500.
1,500.
This is my price.
All right, you've got a deal then.
Sell it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Paired with a World War I radio and telephone, a museum should be only too pleased to have something like that.
What about this? This is trench periscope for the French army.
Oh, Shaz?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So you can look over the top and
Without
see
getting your head blown off.
Herman the German coming towards you. It's really clear. It's good. Very good. You needed a periscope because both sides deployed snipers, and they were good. If you so much as took a peek over the top of a trench for a second or two, you were likely to be shot and killed. The snipers were hated, and if any sniper was captured, they could expect no mercy. What would the price of that be, Michelle?
250.
Nice, but in all fairness, Michelle, I couldn't give more than 150 for that. That's a fair price. It's a fair price.
Come on, give me 180. You get the same price you get the case.
175. I'll go €5 off. Come on.
Okay.
175 euros. That is a relic of trench warfare, which will only increase in value over time. Good old Michelle, he's come up trumps again. Michelle, thank you very much for today. It's been great.
Cheers, Michelle.
Been great. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Bye-bye, my friend.
We've come to War and Peace, the world's biggest festival of old wartime military hardware. Look at the size of it. It goes all the way over there. Look, it's huge.
100,000 people come here to buy and sell old military kit. It shows you how big this world is. There's repro stuff and plenty of original kit too. I reckon I can pick up some bargains if I keep my eyes peeled. Listen, there's some nice gear in here, mate.
Mobile phone?
It ain't a mobile phone.
Yeah?
Right, again,
Yeah,
right?
can I call a cab, please?
Yeah, listen, that is a wartime American shortwave radio. This thing is considered the first ever handheld walkie-talkie, developed by the Galvin Company, who later became Motorola. It even came with a waterproof case. Every US and British platoon landed in Normandy on D-Day had at least one of these with them. 260. Is that each or...?
It's got to be each. Look, same one again. 260 quid a piece, and they don't even have a hands-free kit. Look, 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 look. Like a gun.
Listen, it ain't a gun. It ain't a gun. What that is, right, believe it or not, it's a torch. And it's a torch for Pathfinder units. Pathfinders were the first people that landed. Pathfinder units were first used in World War II. Elite paratroopers that were dropped ahead of the main forces to recce and set up drop zones. It was a dangerous but crucial job, and communication was central to their task. They'd normally handle with this. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
So that would be put on there, and basically what they would do is they would fire it in Morse code and identify where they were on the ground to the aircraft. And that is a torch. Look down there. See? It's battery operated in there. No. It's €300.
So how much is that in pounds?
£260. Ain't a bad price, I've got to be honest with you. But it's not my cup of tea.
Oh, Bruce, what is that?
Well, you'd like that for weekends, wouldn't you? Do you know what that is?
No.
Try it on. Come here.
What is it?
Right, that is... Right, that is... So you open your mouth like that. It's a cold weather
Are you
mask.
serious?
So when you're in cold conditions, right? Right, it's something that will protect your face from the cold weather. These masks were lifesavers. In the Russian winter of 1941, temperatures fell to minus 40 degrees. In many battles, more soldiers were killed by the cold than by armed combat. The 6th Panzer Division alone suffered 800 frostbite casualties a day.
Here, Bruce.
What?
Come and have a look at this. Is that a real one, a rebar or what?
Tell you, inside,
Yeah.
that's a real one. That ain't cheap, right? Because of the black liner and the manufacturer's name, 1944, that's an original wartime Airborne berry.
Serious?
Yeah, yeah. This distinctive headgear was adopted by the British Airborne in 1942 at the direction of General Frederick Browning. And if you think the colour is impractical, you're not wrong. Rumour has it was chosen by his missus. It's got the original King's Crown on it, right?
Yeah.
That's how you can tell whether it's wartime or whoever the monarch was. So you can have a King's Crown and a Queen's Crown. That's a King's Crown. The top section of the badge is meant to be a crown and an imperial lion. Some troops call it the dog and basket. The make is, I think it's Kanga. There you go. They're the main manufacturers for wartime berries.
I'd thought Kangol was a trendy fashion label. I had no idea they made World War II red berets. Let's find out how much they are.
There'll be at least £1,000 a piece.
£1,000.
There'll be
For a
1,000.
berry?
Yeah. Because you have to earn it.
Mate, I ain't touching that then.
Original berries like this go for silly money, but you can't do them up. So to see a return on your investment, you've got to sit on them for at least 10 years. Lovely things, but not to pick. Ah, yeah, look. Airborne radio stuff. These are the radio sets that they used at Arnhem and Normandy, right? Good communications in war are vital. And these number 38 Mark II radio sets were invaluable to the Allies. They had a range of 2 miles. Around 190,000 were made. But I've never seen a set in such mint condition. That, my friend, is a throat mic. Come here. That goes round there, okay? And that's how you communicate. These mics pick up vocal cord vibrations through dual sensors attached to the neck, so you can communicate even in the middle of a noisy battle. Wow. That is 70 years old, and look at the condition of it, all right? Now, there are all kinds of components go with this. Look at that. It's all here, and it's all brand new. To find original kit in such good condition is rare. This is something special, and it wouldn't be breaking the bank, as I've seen them sell for up to 650 quid. How much that set complete?
I'm looking around £575.
That's a little bit more than I thought. I mean, I thought they were going for about 350 quid.
I'm willing to haggle with you, but that's a little bit too far out.
What's the best price you can do on it? Come on, give me a good deal here today. Sun's shining, you're in England, God's own country. Come on, what can we do with this?
Well, the very best would be £525.
Let's say 4 1/4, 425 quid.
Ooh. What about 5?
450.
75. 475. 475 and we have a deal. It's a rare radio.
Yeah, it's a rare radio, I must say. Is that gift wrapped?
It is indeed.
475. Job done. I'll have that.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, lovely. Number 38 Mark II radio set. Not bad. Bought for 475, worth 650, so that's a potential profit of 175 quid.
The thing weighs a ton. At least we can listen to the cricket on the way home.
Putting on a show, you want something special to show off. And there's something very special I've wanted to get my hands on for ages. I'm off to Normandy to the site of a big battle. It's a great place to pick up military kit. Mortain is the site of a terrible World War II battle.
In 1944, Hitler orders an SS Panzer division to attack the invading American army. But the Americans give them a right old kicking, forcing the Germans to retreat. But as they retreat, they abandon their vehicles around the old Mortain train station.
That's the station there.
If you zoom in,
right,
yeah, them two splat marks there, still up on that corner up there, see it?
We've come to the exact spot where in 1944 a photograph was taken with the station in the background, and it shows the vehicle I'm after. It's a German amphibious car called a Schwimmwagen. They're so rare that if it is still in the area, it'll be the find of a lifetime and worth a fortune. That's the tree there.
The Schwimmer's there.
20 years ago, I was shown this photograph by a local who believed that this particular Schwimmwagen still exists. There's a legend about this Schwimmwagen being pulled off and taken off by a farmer, and apparently somebody around here still got it. If it could be found, it's priceless, mate. But whether it's a story, a myth, I don't know. When something is linked to a genuine wartime photograph, it acts as proof of its history, and this sends a value through the roof. But first, we've got to find it.
I don't know, Nick, this bike, mate.
It's horrible, isn't it?
If the horrible Harley doesn't work, we can't sell it. And if we don't get it fixed, by the time Bruce gets back, he's going to kill me. The 1943 Harley-Davidson WLA recce bike was built for the US Army and modified for the British and Canadian forces in Europe. It was known as the Liberator because it was amongst the first Allied vehicles to enter liberated European towns.
I bought this for £11,000, but it's worth much more if it's up and running.
We fitted a new battery, but these things were even a nightmare for soldiers to start, so we need expert help. The good news is we know one of Britain's top wartime bike experts, Harvey Hoare. Harvey. Yes. We've had nothing but ag in starting this poxy thing. The bad news is he's in Chelmsford.
If anybody can get this thing going, it's him. The first problem, turning the monster on.
Right, now the throttle gas is a twist grip on the right-hand side. The fuel is in fact a little screwed valve.
What's he talking about?
I don't know.
Harvey!
Now you need to move that choke lever up.
Nick, what he's saying is, right, you turn the throttle full on.
Don't we turn the fuel on?
The fuel's already on, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't turned it on.
Well, obviously we're supposed to turn the fuel on, aren't we? That would help, wouldn't it?
Open the throttle right out.
Right, yep. Kick it twice.
One.
Right. Now, turn it off. Right, open it a quarter. Put the ignition on. And kick-start it.
And it should go.
They stopped making these after the war. I wonder why.
On the hunt for our Schwimmwagen, we head into town. But this ain't going to be easy.
I can't speak any French.
No, listen, neither can I, but the hands work wonders. My name's Bruce, pleased to meet you, old son.
Well, Allemand Amphibious Auto.
Take Schwimmwagen home.
Schwimmwagen. Do you understand me? No luck, mate.
If I was looking for a loaf of bread, I've had loads of luck. How'd you go?
Well, you know. 20 years, you say you want to come here?
Yeah.
10 minutes, mate.
You got something?
Got the address of it.
Where'd you get it from?
Some geezer up there outside the bar.
And he knows about the Schwimmwagen?
I showed him a picture on my phone.
Right.
He was going, wee, 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 and he wrote this down.
You're joking?
No.
Well done, mate. Have a bit of bread. Where is it?
It's not in Mortain.
It's not in Mortain?
It's up the road in some little village, apparently.
I'll punch it in the sat-nav. I want to get there now.
Well done here, me old son. I smell Schwimmwagen.
Oh. Mate, it's the right street. It's number 5.
I'm out with Ian, scouring the Normandy countryside, looking for a very special German vehicle, a legendary 166 Volkswagen Schwimmwagen. This amphibious car allowed army reconnaissance units to cross rivers at will, even when there were no bridges.
Number 12. Yeah, look.
Ian's tracked down the address of a farmer who we're told might have one. The good thing about farmers is they hate chucking things out.
Bonjour, monsieur. Hello, my name is Bruce. Bruce, and this is Ian. We give Euro Dresso to look for Schwimmwagen. We come for look for Militaria vehicle. Yes?
Schwimmwagen.
Schwimmwagen, yes, this is it.
Monsieur Yves Echard has spent his life as a farmer in this area. And just the fact that he knows what a Schwimmwagen is, he's sending my pulse racing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ian, we got something here, mate. I've got to tell you.
This place is brimming with my favourite stuff, rusty gold.
Here, look, he's got Schwimmwagen pieces there. It's for Schwimmwagen. Yeah, I'm happy. Christmas. That is a swimmer engine, so we're hot on the money here.
Well done, Amphibious.
All this original stuff. It's like a little gold mine, trust me.
This is the type of barn I dream of. I've already seen a couple of engine parts. Who knows what's in the other barns?
In here, monsieur, yeah? In here?
Where?
Yeah?
Where?
Shall we open it for you? Ian, grab that wrist, yeah? Right, there we go. Now. Oh, Ian.
Now this is what I'm looking for.
Hang on, look. There's runes. It's painted on it.
Straight away, Ian spots a telltale sign. This is the symbol of the Waffen SS.
SS 212. There's the remains of the number plate.
Then I see it.
Look at that.
Unbelievable. This marking is the Wolf's Angle or Wolf's Hook. It's the sign of the Das Reich, Hitler's elite fighting force, feared and hated across Europe.
I'm not being funny. I do not think that has been monkeyed up in this barn. That is from the day.
The one that is in the photograph outside Montaigne Station. So it does exist, and this is the man that's got it. This is incredible, mate. This is a time warp. Look.
To see the remains of a Das Reich vehicle is very rare. It also means the Germans sent their best soldiers to the battle in Mortain. And defeating this SS division was an important victory for the Allies.
Look at that. It's been smashed to bits. They're all shrapnel marks, bullet holes. This has been in a proper tear-up. Whoever was in this got absolutely blasted to pieces. Here, look, there's loads of stuff in the back here as well. Look.
Yeah.
Everything is here. There's a bloody dashboard, look.
Where? Ben j'en ai deux ou trois de ça.
Everything's here, look. Mate, I mean, I've got to be honest with you. If we can get our hands on this, well, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm getting very excited here. I haven't been this excited since my wedding night.
Monsieur Echard has saved all the bits. We could have a complete and authentic vehicle here.
Look, no tech light. Fantastic. This is a convoy light on all German vehicles. Basically, it projected the light down so that it couldn't be spotted from the air, and these came in a kit form, one on the front, one on the back, yeah?
An original no-tech light will set you back a couple of £100. Add that to a restored vehicle and it will bump it up by thousands.
I've got to tell you, this is something of historical significance.
Would you restore it or would you keep it like this?
You've got to keep it like this, mate. You'd have to put all the parts would have to go back on it, right? Put it back together, but it would have to be left like that.
And leave it like that.
I've dreamt about this, Ian, all my life.
This is why I love what I do. Who'd have thought a piece of living history was hidden away in this barn? This is so rare, the sky's the limit to what it's worth.
I don't know how much we can get this out of him for, but to be quite honest with you know, I ain't going to say money's not an object, because it is, but for me, this is something absolutely unique. I mean, I would give me right arm for this. Monsieur, avez-vous une coffee and une calvadosi?
Oui.
Yeah, wavy.
A little snifter should smooth negotiations, but I need to get this deal done fast before anybody gets a whiff of it.
That's it, yeah, that'll do.
We've worked out how to start the horrible Harley, but it's only worth top dollar if it actually drives. Because it's such a beast, Nick and me have decided Phil should do it.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
What's the matter?
What's
the
this?
matter? Got the kit, haven't I? It's a bit tight. The problem with the bike is the clutch, or should I say clutches. The Americans were used to a foot clutch. The British and Canadians were used to hand clutches. So, for some insane reason, they decided to put both on the bike.
What they call this is a suicide clutch, but you don't really need to know that.
Phil, good luck, mate.
Yeah.
Give the man the confidence before he rides the bike, innit?
That's what I need.
Come on, Phil, I thought you knew how to ride this thing. Suicide clutch or not, it's hard to kill yourself standing still. Nearly. Where are you going?
Sounds like an old tractor.
Do you reckon he's safe on that?
No.
Listen, Nick, let's watch him, mate. Make sure he don't come towards us.
No.
Go round again!
Not too bad.
He's off, he's flying. Like Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. Like Dennis Hopper in Easy Rider.
Oh, fuck.
Like Sandra Bullock in Crash.
Phil.
Where's the bike? You all right? Right, check the bike. Oh, mate. Phil, how did you do it?
It got away from me, didn't it?
Eh?
Got away from me.
Oh, mate. Is it bad, Nick?
It's not good.
Cheers, monsieur. Lovely. Bottoms up.
Cheers. I'm in a barn in Normandy trying to do a deal on a unique Das Reich Schwimmwagen, and the homebrew is flowing.
Oh, fantastic. Put hairs on my chest, that has.
This old boy's hung on to the Schwimmwagen for 70 years. He knows it's valuable, but what does he think it's worth?
Monsieur, your Schwimmwagen is fantastic. Is possible we make exchange? Schwimmwagen comes to me. Is possible? Maybe. You think? No. I'll tell you what I'll do. You can name your price here.
The thing is with farmers, they love to drive up the price. So you've got to start low and be prepared to go up fast.
What about this? 20,000 euros. 20,000.
Oui.
Yeah?
No.
No?
None? Not after the best start.
30,000.
No.
All right, tell you what. Forget that. We ain't even going to talk about 30 grand. We're going to talk about...
On n'est pas pour le commerce aujourd'hui.
We're going to talk about 40,000 euros now.
Non, je suis pas pour le commerce.
Monsieur, you're killing me. What about this? Forget the 40,000.
On est breton.
What about 50,000?
50,000.
50,000. Look at that.
No.
No?
No.
I've gone from 20 to 50,000 euros in half a glass of homebrew, and it's still a bleeding none. This old boy knows how to drive a hard bargain.
One more time, one more. Forget 50. 60,000.
60,000 euros? I need to have a word here before he offers a kidney. He don't want to sell it. I understand that you want it badly, yeah? And I understand why you want it badly, but today is not the day. He ain't going to sell that. It's not about the money.
No, it's not
it's about what it is.
And I concur with that sentiment. He's a man after my own heart.
You spent 20 years looking for it.
Yeah.
You found it.
Yeah.
You know where it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah? So one day there might be a chance you can come back.
Listen, it exists. That's the important thing.
You found it. You
I know.
where it is.
And I want to stay in touch with you, mate. It's been an honour and a pleasure to come here, you know. Monsieur. Oui? How can I say this? It's been an absolute pleasure and honour coming to see you. Should you ever come to England, please be my guest, and please can I come back and see you one day? Thank you. Au revoir. Goodbye.
It's a disappointment not to clinch the deal, but I'm more convinced than ever now that swimming a Schwimmwagen at the country show will pull in the punters. So after putting the word out with a few dealers, I've been told of a collector, John Phillips, down in Kent, who's got one and might be prepared to part with it if the price is right.
When Bruce has his heart set on buying something, I always get worried. So I've come along to keep my hands on his wallet.
Oh, there she is. Oh, you got her out lovely, mate. Do you know the history of her at all?
Yeah, it was captured in Normandy.
Right.
It's got battle damage, got a bullet hole through the front there.
It's not a Dash Reich, and it's less historically interesting than the Normandy swimmer, but it's in lovely nick. These Schwimmwagens are gorgeous. Chassis developed by Ferdinand Porsche, engine by Volkswagen. If this thing still swims, it'll be worth over 100 grand, I reckon. What do you think? Oh, that much, eh? It's a lovely thing. Your wife would look lovely in this, driving around.
Looks like a bathtub.
Well, it is a bathtub. That's basically what it is. It's a bathtub with an engine, right, that gets you over rivers. It's a very clever bit of kit. Does it swim?
I'm not quite sure.
That's a bit of a no, if you ask me. You wouldn't like swimming it then, no?
Not without a life belt.
Right, OK. All right, OK.
Just in case.
I've got to have one that swims, and it's how much work I'd have to do on it to get it swimming. Got an original engine in it?
Yep, that's all there and complete.
Yeah. It runs, the engine runs all right.
Yeah, it runs like a dream.
Let's just have a look here. That's definitely the original engine. Can you, any chance of starting it up so we can hear it?
Yeah, sure I can.
Lovely, John, that's fine. She sounds nice.
You know, for 20 grand, I think that's a good buy. Are we in the ballpark there?
No,
Okay.
more like 85, mate.
Is that the sort of money you're asking for?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
85, John. Oh, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, mate, to be quite honest here. I mean, I know it's original and all that, but can I see the other accessories you've got?
Yeah,
John,
OK,
yeah,
no
whatever
worries.
you got, yeah? Yeah, if we can, mate, that'd be great.
OK, I'll go and get them.
At that price, this swimming car is giving me a horrible sinking feeling.
Bruce, 85 grand. Listen, mate, this is a historic vehicle. That engine sounds good, right? With a little bit of work on this, and getting it swimming, we could ask 100 grand for this, mate.
Oh, look, here he comes anyway.
Right,
Let's
OK,
just see.
leave this to me. Yeah, oh, look, it's a paddle. This is how you propel yourself when the engine packs up.
Mate, you weren't joking,
Is
was
that
it?
an original one?
Yeah.
Let me know. Which
That's yours.
That's...
It's a shovel.
No, it's a multi-purpose tool. It's a shovel, but also, go like that. What is it now?
It's a paddle.
For getting you out of trouble if the engine conks out.
Serious?
How clever.
Serious?
The Germans think very clever. John, honestly, mate, I've got to be honest here. I'm really interested in this. You know, if we can have a little discussion about the price, I mean, 85's too heavy for me. I've got to be honest here. I'm thinking more around the 60 grand mark. I mean...
Oh, no, I can't go that low, mate. That's a joke.
It's not even like matching pedals together, and you're still saying you want that much money.
It's a car, mate. It's an amphibious vehicle. It's not a paddle boat.
Well, 65 grand.
Nah, sorry.
So
Nah, I've already dropped, you know, I'll say 70, 75. 75 is me.
Sorry, you said 70?
70.
No, so 70. Was that a 70?
70 oh.
If we can have a deal at 70 grand, I'll slap your hand now, job done. I'll even let you swim in it after I've got it waterproof.
Okay.
But at 70 grand, I'm
70
done.
grand and I can have a go in it when it's swimming.
Yeah, I'm happy with that as well.
John, you're a gentleman, mate. Bought for 70 grand. If I can get it swimming, it could be worth up to 120. So that's a nice, tidy potential profit of 50k. 70 grand is a lot, but you've got to be bold in this business. I can turn a profit on this, but only if I can get it swimming. Oh, it's like Thunderbirds, look. Impressive, very, very good. Straight away, tucked away at the back of the hangar, I spy an OT-80 armoured personnel carrier. Interesting vehicle and a Cold War classic. It's running?
Yes, have a little problem with clutch or running, yes.
Right, OK. It's, but it's complete, yeah?
Yes, yes, yes.
Can we look inside, yeah? Oh, you've got all kinds of junk in here as well. Inside, what do I find? But a load of Luftwaffe gear, which I'm really interested in. All kinds of stuff in here. Is that a parachute harness? You've got a little Aladdin's cave here, Yarda.
Gonna put it on?
Yeah, go on, try it. Listen, because I'd be interested in it. If that's right, I'd definitely be interested in it.
Bit skinnier in 1940.
It fits, yeah. How do you know that's a pilot's one or...
Ain't a pilot's one.
No?
No, it's an RZ-20. It should say it on it. They'll have, well, the Germans, as always. There'll be something on there. There you go. Sprungschirm für Fallschirmtruppen. Yeah. Parachute for paratroopers.
This is a bit special. When you land in enemy territory, you want to be free of your chute as quickly as you can. And the RZ-20 was the first ever quick-release parachute. Price on this?
I will sell complete this Luftwaffe parts.
Yarda's picked up a few sales tricks since I last saw him. He's forcing me to buy more. See what else he's got in here. Yeah, what's that? It's an overall, isn't it? Oh, it's a pilot suit, yeah?
Yeah, it's a heated pilot suit.
What do you mean heated? They actually...
Has it got the...
What's that? So this is a pilot's helmet, yeah? It's a...
Kopfhörer. Yeah? If you imagine, 2 ears, top of the head, and your face is here. Then round the back, you've got the cable going in for the comms. This is...
Heated, did you say, yeah?
It might be heated. Some of them got plugs in, and they run electric cables down, because obviously this is a cold weather pilot suit. Bomber crews flew at high altitudes, where temperatures were well below freezing. So before pressurised cabins, they needed heated suits to survive.
God, you'd sweat to death in that thing.
Look at that. Bear
What's that?
skin.
Is it bear or rabbit skin?
You see a rabbit like that, mate, I'd run.
So, Yarda, this piece, the suit and the parachute harness.
Yes.
What is the price for the three?
1,800.
1,800 euros, yeah?
Euros, yes.
Can we do something on that? Say, I don't know.
2,000.
You're getting good at this game, aren't you? I was going to say 1,200.
1,200. 16 is minimum.
15 and we got a deal.
No, okay,
15. All right.
Okay.
Stick that away as well. So the parachute harness, pilot suit and hat are mine for 1,500 euros. That's 1,250 quid. But back in the UK, they can fetch double that. Right, Yarda, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. All right, thanks for your time and thanks for the material. I'll be in touch. Come on, mate.
Cheers.
See you later. Can I just have a look at that mess tin? Is it an American one, yeah?
It's an American one. It's marked US. I think it's 44.
That's what we want. This goes in the Jeep. All the American troops used to carry it. See where that's been burned. Do you have any of the heater things that go with it?
Yeah, the heater things, Second World War.
Lovely. So you'd open this, put it underneath, they put these on the bonnet, boom, and they cook on them straight away. These mess tins and burners are fantastic. Over 16 million Americans served in World War II. That's a lot of mouths to feed. The last thing you want to be carrying into battle is heavy cooking gear, and these little windproof burners meant troops could rustle up some hot grub under any conditions. But they did have a downside. Don't touch, they're poisonous, look. If you have these in a confined space, you'll keel over. It's like you on brandy. These burners used a toxic alcohol, which if you drank it, could kill you. But the troops found ways to distill them and mix up a cocktail or two. I think I'll stick to the Baileys. We'll take 4 of them, yeah?
Yeah, no problem, Dan.
All right, because he's hungry. These accessories will make my Jeep more authentic. I had ear defenders and a gun strap to put together a bulk buy. Right, let's have a little tally up.
Yep. 10, 12 is 22 and 30. 52, 30 is 82, and the air defenders...
Times 2, yeah?
90 altogether.
So what's my discount?
Your discount?
Come on, you've got to have a bit of discount here.
The best I can do is minus 10%. So,
no,
Belgian can count, so 90, 80.
80?
80.
That's better than 10%. Job
Okay.
done. Lovely. I got a good little deal there, I reckon. It's always worth asking for a discount, especially if you're buying a lot of stuff.
You know, they say good things come in small packages, but that doesn't look very small to me. That's quite big. Oh, it's an armoured car.
Nick has got a PhD in understatement. This is the armoured car, the Daimler Dingo. There were loads of British armoured vehicles during World War II, but I reckon this was the best of the lot because of its speed and versatility.
Anything about that? No. Nor do I. Never worked on
Stand by your bed.
Hello, Bruce. Hello, Bruce.
It's a lovely little beast this is, eh?
Interesting.
Daimler Dingo. You must be enthralled to see something as historic as this. You do realise this was used in every theatre of war, Far East, in Africa, Northern Europe.
Yeah?
Yeah, this thing helped us win the war. It was designed to be a forward reconnaissance vehicle that could fly along. I'm thrilled. It's got a Daimler engine. People pay a fortune for it.
I love the Dingo. 3 tons of the best of British engineering. It's a scout car made by the Coventry company Daimler, and this thing can tackle any terrain. Before D-Day, it was modified so that it could drive in water 3 metres deep and it could hit nearly 90 kilometres on the battlefield. I bought this one and I need the twins to check it out and spruce it up so I can sell it on.
Any idea problems?
Don't know the extent of how good or bad it is.
Right,
So
okay.
I knew you'd be thrilled.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be happy.
Over the moon.
Sunny, lovely day to get stuck into this.
Right, okay, wonderful.
Right, have fun.
Thank you.
Dingy Dingo.
See you later. He's done it again, hasn't he?
Done it again, hasn't he?
The bodywork looks okay, but we need to take her out to see how she's handling. Because she's sitting crooked, you can see out the front and out the back quite easily.
Oh, whoa, whoa, that's the wrong bloody way! What's going on? We want forward. Oh, no, whoa!
What are you doing? We're in the hedge now. No, I think I've got it sussed. You've got 5 gears here.
Yeah.
Which seem to be working in reverse as well as in forward.
Because the Dingo was a scout car, it had an angled seat for better visibility and a lever so the driver could reverse as fast as he could go forward. I call it the Italian gear stick.
Let's try going forward. We can't go backwards because we're in the blasted hedge already. Right, let's go for it.
There we go. There we go.
Not a bad ride, is it? Too bumpy.
You don't notice me sitting crooked either.
You're going to start slowing down soon, are you?
I am.
What do you mean you have?
I'm pressing really hard.
Well, you're going to slow down.
No,
you can't. Slow down.
It won't slow down. It won't slow down, will it?
It's not stopping. Oh, bloody hell. Oh.